Imagine this. You are on a peaceful hike, channeling your inner nature guru. Suddenly, you spot a deer casually sipping from what looks like Mother Nature's toilet bowl algae, mud, mystery floaties, and all. You gag. That thing's about to star in a wildlife episode of Worst Case Scenario, you think. But nope, Bambi struts away perfectly fine. While you wouldn't survive one sip without ending up as a cautionary tale on Monsters Inside Me. How do they do it? Science, evolution, and a tiny army of badass immune cells. Humans versus dirty water. Let's be honest, humans are soft. If our drinking water so much as smells funny, we panic, and for good reason. Dirty water is a petri dish for bacteria, viruses, and parasites that can wreak havoc on the human body. Illnesses like cholera, dysentery, giardiasis, and hepatitis are just a few of the horrifying souvenirs you can pick up from contaminated water. Our modern obsession with sanitation has served us well. Thanks to water filtration, chlorination, and a bevy of public health measures, most of us rarely think twice before turning on the tap. But all this technological insulation has made us extremely vulnerable when faced with the raw, unfiltered world. In contrast, wild animals navigate these germ-infested watering holes daily and miraculously don't drop like flies. How? Keep reading. The answers are both awe-inspiring and, let's admit it, a bit jealousy-inducing. The immunity game. Unlike humans, wild animals don't have the luxury of selecting the perfect pH-balanced, reverse osmosis filtered, fluoride-enhanced water. They drink what's available, whether it's a pristine mountain stream or a mosquito-riddled puddle that looks like a biohazard zone. Here's the magic: repeated exposure. When animals regularly drink from the same contaminated sources, their immune systems get familiar with the microbial cast of characters inhabiting those waters. Over time, their bodies learn how to detect, neutralize, and even ignore many of these germs. Think of it as a form of natural inoculation, like getting a little bit sick repeatedly until your immune system becomes a microbial ninja, capable of taking down most invaders before they cause real harm. It's not that these animals are never affected. Some may experience minor digestive upsets, but for the most part, their highly adapted immune responses keep them safe. In fact, what could hospitalize a human often results in little more than a mild tummy ache for a seasoned raccoon. Evolution, the long game of survival. This remarkable tolerance did not develop overnight. It's the product of thousands, if not millions, of years of evolution and natural selection. In simple terms, survival of the fittest. Animals that happen to possess stronger immune systems are more likely to survive, reproduce, and pass those hardy genes onto the next generation. Each new generation inherits slightly improved immunity, tailored specifically to the local microbial ecosystem. Essentially, every family line of wild animals is like a group of tiny, furry research scientists, perfecting their immune responses over countless generations. This constant genetic arms race has created wildlife populations uniquely suited to their environments. However, it's important to note that this immunity is highly specific. If you plucked a deer from North America and dropped it into an African watering hole, chances are it would not fare nearly as well. Different water sources host entirely different microbial communities, and adaptation to one doesn't guarantee safety in another. When nature throws a curveball now, before you start thinking wild animals are invincible germ-busting superheroes, let's pump the brakes. They do, in fact, fall victim to waterborne diseases, just not as often as humans would in the same circumstances. Sudden environmental changes like droughts, floods, or pollution can disrupt the microbial balance of water sources. When this happens, even seasoned wildlife may find themselves at risk. New pathogens can emerge, water temperatures can shift, and previously non-lethal organisms may multiply to dangerous levels. Interestingly, when animals get sick in the wild, they often retreat to secluded areas, making it difficult for researchers to document these illnesses. Unlike humans, who dramatically broadcast every bout of food poisoning on social media, aiding animals tend to suffer in private, away from predators and nosy scientists. Pristine water is not always an illusion. While many natural water bodies harbor a mix of microscopic critters, not all wild water is teeming with disease. Some streams, especially those sourced from high-altitude springs or glacial melt, are surprisingly clean and biologically sparse. Ironically, these crystal-clear streams might pose a greater danger to humans than to wild animals. Animals that have evolved in these areas are perfectly attuned to the minimal contaminants present. Drop an unprepared human into the same setting, and a single unfamiliar bacterium could spell disaster. The cost of modern comfort. Humans have come a long way from their cave-dwelling ancestors, who probably faced many of the same microbial threats as modern wildlife. Thanks to technological advancements, indoor plumbing, water treatment plants, medical care, we have created a world where we rarely have to worry about contaminated water. But this safety comes at a cost. Our highly controlled environments have left us less adaptable. Whereas wild animals sharpen their immune systems through constant exposure, ours sit largely untested and unprepared for the microscopic chaos of the natural world. In essence, we have traded resilience for convenience, a deal most of us are perfectly happy with. Let's face it, the thought of sipping from a muddy watering hole is far less appealing when you have an iced latte waiting at home. Nature's hardcore survivors. Surviving in the wild is not for the faint of heart or stomach. Wild animals face a never-ending gauntlet of challenges: unpredictable weather, food scarcity, predators, and yes, dirty drinking water. Each of these factors requires constant adaptation. Their ability to thrive is a testament to evolution's brilliance. Wild creatures are masters of their environments, finely tuned to the specific demands of their habitat. This local expertise allows them to flourish in conditions that would leave humans shivering, starving, or violently ill. Lessons we can learn. While most of us have no plans to start sipping from swampy puddles, there's still wisdom to be gained from observing how animals interact with their environments. Wild animals demonstrate the power of long-term adaptation and the importance of being deeply connected to one's habitat. Unlike modern humans, who bounce from city to city and rely on global supply chains for sustenance, animals live in harmony with their immediate surroundings. They know the rhythms of the land, the seasonal changes, the safe water sources, the best foraging grounds. In an increasingly transient and disconnected world, there's something inspiring about this grounded way of life. It's a reminder that real resilience often comes from intimate knowledge of one's environment, a lesson that applies whether you are navigating a forest or an urban jungle. The great water connection. At the end of the day, all life on Earth shares one undeniable truth: we're all tied together by water. Whether it's a stagnant pond, a rushing river, or the chlorinated water from your kitchen faucet, water sustains us all. The fact that wild animals can drink from natural sources that would send us running for the Imodium does not diminish this shared dependency. In many ways, nature does not need grand monuments or extravagant tributes. The simple, eternal cycle of water flowing, evaporating, condensing, and returning again serves as a humbling reminder of the Earth's enduring power. So, should you try it? Let's be absolutely clear. No. Please don't march into the nearest forest, locate the muddiest puddle you can find, and start chugging it like a wilderness warrior. Your immune system simply is not built for it. Unlike wild animals, you have not spent generations developing resistance to the specific pathogens in that ecosystem. Instead, let's appreciate the incredible biological gymnastics that wild animals perform every day. Their ability to drink questionable water sources without succumbing to severe illness is nothing short of miraculous. And the next time you find yourself reaching for your filtered water bottle while watching a raccoon casually gulp from a ditch, smile. Give a nod of respect to nature's original survival experts. Then, take a sip from your safe, purified water, and thank your lucky stars for modern plumbing. If you enjoyed this wild dive into nature's germ-fighting champions, smash that like button and share it with your fellow clean water-loving friends. Don't forget to subscribe for more weird, wonderful, and slightly gross facts about the natural world. And hey, hit that bell so you never miss when we drop more science with a side of humor.